This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual
haunting
sanctioned by the
spirits of the further.
Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during
possessions.
All other weapons are restricted.
Spirits, lost souls, and wanderers
have been granted immunity from the
protective incantations
and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the
Wait.
concludes. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
Watch us spill your beans, dummy. Keep away! The sours must spill your
Dyatlov Pass Incident.
The depiction in film Devil's Pass, directed by Rennie Harlan and written by Vikram Veet, was a 2013 Russian-British horror film depicting Americans who investigated the Dyatlov Pass incident. Shot in the style of, you guessed it, found footage. Yikes, baby. Oh, God. That did not age well, but it sounds like a suspenseful science fiction story from the Who Goes There book series of, or The Thing from Another World by John W. Campbell Jr., or The Thing by, like the John Carpenter thing. But anyways, it's 1959 in Soviet Russia. An eager group of university students in their 20s and one single 38-year-old why the fuck? Yeah! He's just like super psyched to be there. He's like, yeah, I'm here with the young folks, eh? Or no, he's like, hey, what is the young folks? Like, I don't fucking know how you do Russian accent. They assembled for a skiing expedition across the Northern Ural Mountains in Sverdlovsk Oblast.
Soviet Union.
The group's bodies were discovered and was followed by an investigation by Soviet authorities, who determined that 6 had died from hypothermia, while the other 3 showed signs of physical trauma. Not mental trauma, not emotional trauma, physical trauma. One victim had a fractured skull, and 2 others had major chest fractures, while another victim had their eyes gouged out, or perhaps a ceremonious enucleation of their eyes? And the final victim had their tongue missing, just lost, oh shit, there goes my tongue. Completely fell off and just ran off, like, and radiation poisoning. Like, how the fuck does all that happen? The Soviet Russians investigation concluded that a, quote, compelling natural force, unquote, had caused these deaths. There are a plethora of problematic conspiracies that are entangled amongst all the lies the commies projects, because true democracy and freedom can only exist in the US of fucking A, baby. Some say the unexplained deaths were caused by animal attacks or hypothermia, while others infer military involvement, and infrasound-induced panic caused the catastrophe. Within the mountains lies a pass where the young group of 9 hikers met their untimely deaths due to maybe hypothermia, or perhaps it was something more. Igor Alexeyevich Yuri Nikolaevich Doroshenko, damn, that's hard to say. Lyudmila Alexandrovna Dubinina, that's really hard. Georgy Yuri Alexeyevich Krivonishchenko, Alexander Alex Sergeyevich Kolevatov. Oh, is it Kolevatov? Kolovatov, Tov, Zinaida Alexeyevna Kalmangorova, Rustem Vladimirovich Slobodin, Nikolai Vladimirovich Tibois Brignoles, Semyon Alexander, Elizevich Zolotarov, Yuri Yevimovich Yudin. And Yuri actually suspiciously left the expedition due to several health ailments, including rheumatism and a congenital heart defect. Yet he could be the one who summoned the darkness that encompassed the rest of the party as they continued their journey through the pass. Diaries and cameras found around their last campsite made it possible to track the group's route up to the day preceding the incident. On January 31st, 1959, the group of explorers arrived at the edge of a highland area and began to prepare for their climb or descent into madness and hell. Upon our arrival to Vizhai, you will receive telegram. I'm trying to move my chair up. I fixed my chair because it was broken for a year, right? And I fixed my chair finally, but there's this one, I think I stripped this screw on the side or something, and I just messed with it. I turned a little knob so I could kind of lean back, lean like a cholo.
Baby, let me show you how I lean like a cholo.
It doesn't work out. I'm just spinning it and then until it snaps in place and keep stripping it. But not even a fun kind of strip. Just not even naughty. Just not to a T. Anyways. This is Yuri speaking. No, this is actually Dyatlov speaking. Since these expeditions tend to extend themselves, so plan to hear from us no later than February 12th. Comrade, ja jem zandizut kazdoi voskrenzeja adizlo. That's what you say. Sleduyojiv tovaish, which means I eat ass every Sunday in your next comrade. Time was fleeting February as Yudin awaited the telegram that would never be sent. On February 20th, the relatives of the expedition party demanded a rescue operation to rescue the groups. A team of volunteer students and teachers began the perilous siege to find the groups, yet were met with no avail of finding the party. As the search developed, the army and militia forces became involved with planes and helicopters in order to join the operation. With the Russian police task force, also known as the militia forces, were not fucking around. Once these bad boys get involved, they're on the same recovery special ops mission. It's a whole ass episode. What's it called? Episode? Espionage. Yeah, espionage. Dog. Discovery of the team. On 26th of February, the searchers found the group's abandoned and badly damaged tent. Mikhail Sharavin, the student who found the tent, said, quote, "The tent was half torn down and covered with snow. It was empty and all the group's belongings and shoes had been left behind," end quote. Investigators said the tent had been cut from the inside. 9 sets of footprints left by people wearing only socks or a single shoe, or even barefoot. That's really gross. But anyways, could be followed leading down to the edge of a nearby woods on the opposite side of the pass, about 1.5 kilometers or 0.993 miles to the northeast. After 500 meters or 1,600 feet, these tracks were covered with snow. At the fort's edge, under a large Siberian pine, the searchers found the visible remains of a small fire. So they just camped out there. They just dipped. They're yo, we gotta start a fire right now. Maybe because they didn't have any firewood or anything, and they kind of just found the Siberian pine, and they were yo, here's a tree, burn it down. But why were they naked? Dude, don't do that. Don't get. Get more clothes. Just get the tent, unless they tore the tent from the inside to cover themselves, but then it was kind of aggressive kind of tears. It was kind of it wasn't strategic where it's oh, okay, I'm gonna tear this bunch off and then put it in my underwear or something. Yeah, it was just aggressive, like monster or something.
Yeah.
So they were like shoeless and dressed up only in underwear, which is wild because they're actually the first two bodies, those of Krivonishenko and Doroshenko, were shoeless and they were only in underwear. Like they were having a whole hoot and holler basically. They were just like, all right, let's get back into this fire pit here, baby. And actually, there were branches on the tree broken up to 5 meters high, suggesting that one of the skiers had climbed up to look for something, perhaps like, the camp or look out into like where they're at. I guess, didn't they have compass? Anyways, between the pine and the camp, actually, the searchers found 3 more corpses, Dyatlov, Kolomogorova, and died in like actual poses, suggesting that they were attempting to return to the tent, actually. So they were found at distances of 300, 480, and 630 meters, 980, 1570, and 2070 feet from the tree. Remember those numbers because those Burma numbers don't mean anything, actually. Finding the remaining 4 travelers took more than 2 months. They were finally found on the 4th of May under 4 meters, 13 feet of snow in a ravine 75 meters or 246 feet further into the woods from the pine tree, the Siberian pine tree. Remember the kind of tree because it doesn't mean anything at all. 3 of the 4 were better dressed than others, actually, and there were signs that those who had died first had their clothes relinquished to the others. Dubinin Dyatlov was wearing Krivonishenko's burned, torn trousers, and her left foot and shin were wrapped in a torn jacket. So it's like as they died, they probably like gave the clothes to the other hikers, or they kind of like just the other hikers were like, "Yo, dude, it's dead. Survival of the fittest." Were they Darwinist? I know like communists or like Soviet Russians like didn't they like renounced religion, but like some of them like had secret religions, or like did they have their own religions? Were they completely secular or agnostic? I'm not sure. All right, so anyways, going into the theories of the Dyatlov Pass. While there's a lot of like speculation of whether it's aliens, UFOs, or Bigfoot, the Yeti, all that stuff. I believe it's just an unfortunate doing. That's it. That's the episode. No, actually, there was a mention of it being perhaps induced by infrasound induced panic, like a psycho freaking motherfucking what's it called? Psychoacoustics. And through that psychosis, they kind of like just went bonkers. They just completely like worm timed it. And even though there's speculation of them losing the mind, going bonkers and binkers, I don't know. Like there's limited visibility for UFO, even though they have like infrared or something, or like some advanced technology to allow them to like fly into like a kind of like traverse through that like terrain and everything and kind of like see where they're going, even though there's Siberian pine trees and stuff covering them. And then also like they were climbers, so like they literally climbed a tree to see where they're at, but then don't they have compasses? And like since there's like a supposed snowstorm or anything, like they couldn't see anyway, so they would just climb for no reason. Maybe they were climbing to get like branches. I doubt they're climbing to like get away. And then also the missing eyes, like logically, like yeah, there could have been like worms or some shit, or like a bunny that just like was just like, oh, eyes, and then just ate them, like if you leave your eyes open when you die, I mean that's why you close your eyes, because it's like go memes, no one could eat your eyes now. So yeah, there's like logical explanations. A lot of people debunked it, but then also Soviet Russians were like, no. They like released an article to like, I guess, debunk it or to like solve it, because it was like unsolved mysteries at the time. And some reason people are like, it's still unsolved. It's like, no, it's just a conspiracy that, do you want to like kind of dramatize to make a movie and to make profits off of it? Like that one movie, it's called Devil's Pass, and that was just another depiction of it because they wanted to sell money. It didn't do well. I think it got like a 60% or lower on Rotten Tomatoes, which is really bad. And especially because it's found footage in 2013. Like that was, what was the first found footage film? Was it like, I think it was like okay, so I'm on Equasia. Found footage is a film subgenre in which part of the work is represented as if it were discovered film or video recordings. So the events on screen are typically seen through the camera of one or more characters involved, often accompanied by the real-time or off-camera commentary. For added realism, the cinematography may be done by actors themselves as they perform like shaky camera work or naturalistic acting are routinely incorporated and employed throughout the film. While the footage may be presented as if it were raw, quote unquote, and complete, or as if it's been edited into a narrative by those who, quote unquote, found it. So most common ones are horror films, Cannibal Holocaust, The Blair Witch Project, Paranormal Activity. Oh wait, hold on, let's do this little bing there. We got Cannibal Holocaust, The Blair Witch Project, Paranormal Activity, REC Rec, and Cloverfield. Cloverfield's done really well, so. And that's like where the footage is purported to be the only surviving recorded evidence, with the participants now missing or dead. That's another one. And it's also been used in science fiction like Chronicle, Project Almanac, Europa Report, dramas as Zero Day and Exhibit A, and comedy as Project X, and Family Earth 2 Echo Films pseudo-documentaries. Yeah, so Devil Pass basically sucked. There's like a bunch of like blogs and websites that are like really pretty old ones. I think they're like in 2005 or 2007. Like they're not well maintained. You could probably hack it. They're like designed in HTML or something. Not even like Dreamweaver. They didn't use Squarespace or anything. Squarespace, please sponsor this podcast, please. I know it's really hard to get sponsored by people like Manscaped or like, you know, those like sex like penis rising pills for the penis owners out there, but like Squarespace, I'll do you well, you know. Yeah, that's it. The Dyatlov Pass. There's really freaky incidents. Like, why were they missing? Why did they have like actual trauma? Like not like emotional trauma, of course, but they had physical traumas. Like their head was like bashed in and stuff. That's the wild part. And then also the communication between, you know, parties. And then also remember how I mentioned like someone like Yuri Yefimovich. He, I feel like, very suspiciously left the expedition very prematurely, actually. They were even halfway through, and he was like, oh, dude, my asthma's active. I don't think it was asthma, but he was like, oh, one of my several of my many health ailments are including my rheumatism, and it hurts, so I gotta turn back. And then he just chilled. Like, he didn't go to hospital or anything. He was just chilling down there at the little sanctuary down there. I think he was communicating with someone in Vishay. No, that was like ahead. But anyways, like, yeah, he was just chilling down there at the town, and like no one cared. Like Uden was waiting for them. Oh yeah. So anyways, he was like, yeah, wait for your telegram. Like maybe they sent telegrams like, hey, we're in danger. Like, hey, the weather's getting really bad. It's getting frightful. The weather outside is delightful, or the fire is so delightful. I mean, the fire as in like the little fire that they set because they climbed like 5 meters up the tree to get some, you know, the firewoods. Anyways, that's the Dyatlov Pass incident, the Devil's Pass incident of 1959. And it lasts like, what? The investigation lasts like 4 months. Damn. Yeah, some things like last, like, they're like pretty long. Okay, anyways, if you like this episode, please like and subscribe, leave a comment. Only 5 stars. 5 stars are the only ones accepted. I know this is a shorter episode because I am doing a platoon, a bootyful of little episodes, like little really briefly researched conspiracies, occult matters, not like actual cults, because that takes a lot of research. Like, have you seen like the HBO series of cults and stuff, or like any cult YouTube docus and stuff? They're like 53 minutes long. Like, I can't even talk for 53 minutes. Anyways, so yeah, that was one of them. So that's like one of the things going on. Yeah, so this is Problematic Philosophies. We got Twitter. It's the same thing as ProbPhilPod, ProbPhilPod pod on Twitter. We also have a blog. When I say we, well, it's like, yeah, it's we because it's like multiple people do collaborate when I do interviews. But anyways, yeah, this is a blog on the website. I'll leave the links for those. I'll leave the citations for this as well. And I will post the script of this actually on the blog if y'all like it. Follow the cults series. It's going to be cults and conspiracies now, actually, because conspiracies are tight as fuck. So yeah, let me eat some Cheez-Its as I've been your only gracious host, Problematic Paul.
Oh, you stink!
And next time I escape the bunker, I will yeah, I'll see you next time, I guess. That's it.